Okay, today we're going to talk about slope-intercept form. We have already talked about this, and you did talk about it last year, but hit it hard again. Y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, and b is the y-intercept. Again, I really don't know why they use that letter. The first part's pretty easy. Write an equation in slope-intercept form. So we just want to put them in the right place. So y equals, what are we going to replace the slope with? A 3, so 3x. We're going to place the y-intercept with the b with a 5 plus 5. And we're done. Y equals, you need to write your signs. My slope is negative 2/3. Don't forget the x after that is common. And then minus 7, or negative 7, so I'm going to put minus 7. If you do put plus negative 7, that's correct. But I will not always say that, so you need to watch out for that. Okay, and now we are going to use this drawing. Hopefully you can see it pretty good. And so what two things do we need? And for some reason I couldn't get my arrows to show up on the end of that one. We need the slope and we need the y-intercept. Well, we can find the slope by using our R words, rise over run. And then we can pretty easily find our y-intercept. So I'm going to start at this bottom point here, and I'm going to say rise 1, 2, 3, 4, run 2, and that 2 was to the left, so 4 over negative 2 would give me a slope of negative 2. So m equals negative 2, so y equals negative 2x. And my y-intercept is pretty easy. I just have to find it, and it's 1, 2, 3, and it's a positive 3. So there would be my equation, y equals negative 2x plus 3. So again, when you see the graph, you ought to think pretty easy. You don't have to do a whole lot of work, mainly be able to count. So again, from the graph, and again, I couldn't get my arrow to show up, so let's put it in there. So you need to start at a bottom point. Looks like it goes through, it's supposed to go through here, maybe not perfect. And so how many am I have to rise? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many do I run? 1, 2, 3. So my slope is 4/3. My y-intercept is negative 3. So y equals 4/3 x minus 3. So again, graph pretty easy. Now, what if you need to graph given this? Well, we know the two things we need. We're going to start, though, with the y-intercept. So we always find the y-intercept first because we have to base the slope on something. Now we're going to use this as our slope. Again, rising negative 2 would be going down 2, and then running positive 3 would be going to the right 3, 1, 2, 3. I want to have at least one other point, so go down 2, 1, 2, 3. And you can remember, hopefully, that 2 over negative 3 is the same thing. So I could rise positive 2 and run negative 3. And that'll be helpful when you do get to graphing some things on a smaller graph and you might not have enough room. Draw your line through. Please make sure you put your arrows at the end. And don't just end at the points. Go on through those points, remember, because the line goes on forever. So that's important to remember. Again, start with the y-intercept, which in this case is negative 1. So we'll go down here to 1 on the y-axis, down 1. My slope is 2. How do I write 2 as a fraction? Well, it would be 2 over 1. So I'm going to rise 2, run 1. Get a point. You do it again. 1, 2, 1. Again, you can do it many times, but you need to do it that many. What if I wanted to go the other direction because I was running around a room on a graph? Well, they would both have to be negative. So I could go down 2 and left 1. Make them both negative, and that would also be a point on the line. So that's important to remember because you will probably need to use that later on when we're doing some things. What if I want to graph this one? Again, start from my y-intercept, which is negative 3, so 1, 2, 3. And what is the slope here? This is one that's really easy, but some people mess up on the slope. The slope would be, what number is in front of the x? Well, it's 1, so the slope is 1 over 1. So rise 1, run 1. Do it again. Again, you can go down 1 and left 1 if you want. And there is your line. Make it long. And if you do have more of them on there, remember you need a number at 7 if you do have more than one on a graph. Which I think that's our last problem.